Okay, real talk. If you've got a jar of pennies hiding in your closet, you might want to pause your laundry plans and start digging, because one of those little copper coins could be worth $1.80 million. Yep, you heard me. A penny. 1 cent worth more than a Ferrari, a house, and probably your student loans combined. Today, we're diving into the wild story of the 1965 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that's making collectors go absolutely bonkers, and why this humble coin could turn your spare change into spare millions. Grab your magnifying glass, maybe a cup of coffee, and definitely your penny jar, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to spot this millionaire mistake. And who knows? You could be one of the lucky ones. Okay, first things first. What makes this 1965 penny worth more than a McLaren? Well, it's all about a tiny mistake. The 1965 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny struck on a 90% silver planchet instead of the standard copper zinc mix. That's right, silver. A silver penny. That's like ordering a taco and getting a filet mignon. Now, most 1965 pennies were struck in Philadelphia and don't have a mint mark, which is normal. But this rare version was accidentally struck on a leftover silver dime blank, which gives it a unique color, weight, and value that sends collectors into full Indiana Jones mode. Alright, here's what you need to check if you've got a 1965 penny in your pocket. The silver planchet will make the penny lighter, shinier, and feel more like a dime. If your penny feels like it's on a diet compared to the others, congrats, you might be onto something. So how much are we talking, really? Well, get this. One of these bad boys sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. And no, that's not Monopoly money. That's cold, hard, I just retired at 32 money. Now, not every 1965 penny is going to be worth millions. Most are just 1 cent, but if you happen to find one struck on that rare silver planchet, you've basically won the coin collector's lottery. Quick story time. So, when I first got into coin collecting, my grandma handed me a dusty old cookie tin filled with change. I thought it was gonna be boring. Spoiler alert, I found a 1943 steel penny, which was pretty cool, worth maybe $10. But the thrill? Oh man, I was hooked. Now I check every penny I get back at the grocery store like I'm scanning for buried treasure. Once, I almost tackled the cashier because she tried to hand me a 1955 double-die Lincoln. I swear. Moral of the story, never underestimate your change. One man's spare coin is another man's sports car. So, could you be sitting on $1 million mistake from 1965? Only one way to find out. Go check those pennies. If it looks silver, weighs a little less, or just gives off rich energy, get that baby appraised. And hey, don't forget to like this video if you learned something new today, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips, hidden treasure stories, and cash-worthy coin facts that'll have you eyeing your change like a hawk. Smash that bell so you don't miss the next video, because next time, we're talking about quarters worth $50,000 hiding in plain sight. Yep, quarters. 1979 no-mint Mark Lincoln cent. It's like the Beyoncé of pennies. Rare, legendary, and everyone wants it in their collection. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know what to look for, how to spot the difference, and why that innocent little coin might just be your ticket to early retirement, or at least a very fancy Taco Tuesday. Alright, let's time travel to 1979. Disco was fading, bell-bottoms were still barely socially acceptable, and Lincoln cents were still being cranked out by the US Mint in Philly, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's where it gets juicy. The Philadelphia Mint didn't normally use a mint mark back then. So, most 1979 pennies from Philly just look like regular old coins. But, and it's a big but, there are rumors, sightings, and legit certified examples of a no-mint mark 1979 Lincoln cent with incredibly rare errors or unique features that have sold for insane amounts. One recently sold for $1.5 million. Why? Because it's a double die error with absolutely no mint mark, extremely sharp details, and possibly the only one of its kind in pristine condition. Okay, so how do you know if you've got the unicorn of pennies in your change jar? No mint mark under the date, that's normal for Philly. But stay with me, strong doubling in the word liberty and the date 1979 sharp features, perfect strike. None of that beat-up lunch money stuff. A coin in near mint or uncirculated condition. If you spot all these features, you might want to sit down and call someone. Preferably a coin grading service before your cousin Tony tries to trade it for gas money. I've been through so many jars of pennies I think I've developed copper-induced carpal tunnel. I even got excited once over a 1979 penny with no mint mark, until I realized I was holding it upside down, and it was actually a 1978. Classic rookie move. So, true story, last year, I was at a garage sale and bought a coffee can full of pennies for $5. The seller was like, "Take it, it's just junk." And I thought, this is it. I'm about to find the Holy Grail. I got home, poured them out, sorted them for hours. I even ignored pizza night. My friends were like, "Bro, you okay?" I was like, "I think I'm on the verge of becoming a millionaire." Turns out the rarest thing I found was a Canadian penny from 1984, and a dead spider. Still worth the story. Now before you start quitting your job and hoarding every penny in sight, let's talk facts. Only a handful of these super rare error coins exist. And for one to be worth $1.5 million? It has to be graded MS-67 or higher, with very specific features. Most 1979 no mint mark cents? Worth 1 cent. But if you find one with the right error and condition? Jackpot.o, and always get it authenticated by a pro, PCGS or NGC. That's how you turn a lucky find into cold, hard, million-dollar reality. So, what did we learn today, folks? Your pocket change might be more valuable than your crypto wallet. 1979 no mint mark Lincoln cents can be crazy valuable. If they've got that rare double die error, always check your coins. And maybe skip pizza night once in a while. Now it's your turn. Go check your change jar, your junk drawer, your grandma's purse, because that million-dollar penny might be closer than you think. And hey, if you love learning about rare coins, hidden treasures, and how to make money from loose change, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications bell. I drop videos every week with tips, strategies, and coin stories that could change your wallet and your life. Smash that like button if you're gonna go hunting for that 1979 penny after this, and drop a comment if you've ever found anything cool in your change. I read them all, even the weird ones. Grinning face with smiling eyes. 1984 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. It's small, it's brown, it's a literal pocket-sized millionaire, and we're going to talk about why it's worth a fortune, how to spot one, and how you might already own one without knowing it. And hey, I've got a funny little story involving a gas station, a coin flip, and one of my biggest regrets, so stick around. Okay, so why is this particular penny causing such a ruckus in the coin world? Well, here's the deal. In 1984, the US Mint had a little whoopsie. A few Lincoln cents left the factory without a mint mark. Now normally coins made in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, that part's normal. But the kicker is that these coins were struck using a die that had a doubled ear on Abraham Lincoln's bust. That's right, Honest Abe's got a double ear. This minting error is called a doubled die, and collectors go bananas for them. Especially when combined with a no mint mark, like in this 1984 version. Now let me break it down for you, Sherlock. If you're going treasure hunting in your change jar, here's what you're looking for. Second, the lack of a mint mark under the date. No little D for Denver, no S for San Francisco, nada. Third, and this is the moneymaker, zoom in on Lincoln's ear. If you see a shadow or a second lobe, congratulations, your penny might be a baller. Now I'm not saying you should spend the rest of your week staring at Abe's ear, but I am also not saying that. In recent auctions, a pristine 1984 no mint mark penny with that double die error sold for, you guessed it, $1.8 million. That's not a typo. 1 little cent turned into a small fortune. Why? Because coin collectors love rare errors, and the demand is outrageous when only a few high-grade examples exist. And get this, someone out there probably spent this thing on gum or left it in a parking meter. Just think about that for a second. Hi, yes, I'd like to trade this $1.8 million penny for 15 minutes of parking, please. Okay, story time. A few years ago, I was at this dusty little gas station out in the middle of nowhere. I paid cash, and the guy handed me change with an old-looking penny. I remember looking at it and thinking, weird ear on Abe. But did I keep it? Nope. I tossed it in the take a penny, leave a penny tray like an absolute fool. If that was a 1984 no mint mark double die, I might have just donated my way into early retirement. Instead, I donated it to Bob behind the counter. Alright, my coin-curious friends, let's recap. Check your pennies from 1984. Look for no mint mark. Zoom in on Abe's ear like you're playing CSI, Coin Scene Investigation. If you think you've got a winner, get it appraised. Don't let that beauty slip away. And hey, if you love discovering coins worth way more than they look, you gotta subscribe to this channel. We're talking rare nickels, quarters, coin roll hunting tips, and money-making strategies that don't require crypto or a degree in economics. Smash that like button, ring the bell, and leave a comment if you've ever found a strange-looking coin in your change. You never know. It might be worth more than your car. 1984 with a tiny D mint mark that's currently worth up to $1.90 million. Face screaming in fear. I know. It sounds like clickbait, but stick around, because today we're diving deep into the what, why, and how behind this insanely valuable coin, and how you might just be walking around with a retirement plan in your pocket. Moneybag. So the star of today's show is the 1984 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. This little copper guy was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark, and at first glance, it looks just like every other penny in your junk drawer. But here's the twist. Some of these coins have a major minting error that makes them crazy valuable. The main error? It's called a double ear, and no, it's not a new hairstyle trend or something your grandma made up. It's literally a doubling of Abraham Lincoln's earlobe on the coin. Like he's growing a backup ear in case the first one gets tired. If you look at the 1984 D penny and notice Lincoln's ear looks like it's melting or echoing, congrats, you just hit the copper jackpot. Now let's break down the $dollar mystery. The error is rare, and collectors go bananas for rare errors. Think of them like Pokemon cards for history nerds. Gotta catch 'em all, fire. But here's what made jaws drop. One pristine example of this penny, graded MS68 by PCGS. That's near perfect condition, sold for a mind-blowing $1.90 million in a private auction. That's right. 1 cent. One mistake. $1 million payday. So it's not just about the error. Condition, rarity, and certification matter too. If your penny looks like it went through a blender, sorry, probably not worth millions. But if it's shiny and crisp? Get that sucker graded. Okay, quick story. A few months ago, I was digging through a jar of pennies to pay for parking, because my credit card was being dramatic again. Suddenly, I see this older penny with the D mint mark, and my coin nerd brain went police car light. Wait. 1984. Check the year. Cue me with a magnifying glass under a lamp like some kind of penny detective man detective. It wasn't the double ear. Just a dirty ear. Still smelled like Taco Bell though. But hey, it lit a fire under me, and now I'm checking every penny like it's the last golden ticket to Willy Wonka's vault. You never know. Here's the game plan if you want to become the next coin millionaire. Dig through your change jar or ask grandma to raid her purse. Old folks hoard pennies like dragons hoard treasure. Look for a 1984 penny with a D mint mark under the date. Grab a magnifying glass or use your phone camera's zoom. Check Lincoln's ear. If it looks like he's got an extra earlobe chilling there, ding ding ding. If you think you've got the goods, don't clean it. Seriously, that can ruin the value. Send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Flex your coin online or auction it. Then prepare to live your best yacht life. So there you have it. The humble 1984 D penny. Proof that one little coin can flip your whole financial game. Moral of the story? Never underestimate pocket change. Because sometimes, it pays big to be broke. Faced with tears of joy if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button like it owes you money. And hey, don't forget to hit subscribe for more tips on coin hunting, collecting strategies, and finding those money-making treasures in the most unexpected places. Got a rare coin story? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one while pretending to work at my day job. 1991 D Lincoln Penny. Stick around, because this little copper coin has a big story, and by the end of this video, you're gonna be checking every penny you've ever touched. Alright, so here's the deal. The 1991 D penny, normal ones? Worth 1 cent. Maybe 2 cents if you squint real hard. But there's a special version out there that's flipping the coin collecting world on its head. Okay, so in 1991, the Denver Mint produced millions, literally millions, of pennies. Most of them are your everyday, boring, toss it in a fountain kind. But there's one. One penny where the mint mark, you know, the little D under the date, doesn't belong there at all. This bad boy is believed to be a prototype era coin. That means it was probably never meant to leave the mint. It's like the Bigfoot of pennies, rare, mysterious, and worth a small fortune if spotted. The theory is it was struck on a proof die from the San Francisco Mint, but accidentally ended up at Denver. Translation? Super weird combo equals collectors go bananas. So how did this magical money mistake go from pocket change to mansion money? Well, one of these 1991 D-era pennies made its way to a top-tier coin auction. And when the hammer dropped, boom, it fetched a staggering $1.8 million. Some folks even think the penny could be worth more in the future if it's authenticated as a one-of-a-kind prototype. I mean, talk about ROI, return on incredible luck. I found this in my change. Alright, story time. A few years back, I was at a garage sale digging through a dusty old coin jar. You know the ones, full of Canadian nickels and buttons that somehow migrated from jackets long forgotten. I found a 1991 D penny, and for a split second I thought I had hit the jackpot. Cut to dramatic reenactment, host in slow-mo, eyes wide, angelic choir music in background. Turns out, it was just regular. Worth about a penny and a half if I licked it clean, which I absolutely did not do. But that day kicked off my obsession with rare coins, and I've been roll hunting ever since. Here's how you can check if your 1991 D penny is the $1 million one. First, look for a strong strike and mirror-like surfaces, proof style, baby. Then, check the mint mark. It should look slightly out of place or different from typical D marks. Finally, have it authenticated. Don't just toss it on eBay with a $2 million price tag and call it a day. Hit up PCGS or NGC, because legit grading matters. Never clean your coins. That's like washing a Picasso with Windex. Don't do it, folks. So, maybe you've got a penny jar collecting dust. Or maybe you've been ignoring those copper coins jingling in your car cup holder. But after today, you might just want to take a closer look. Because one of them could change your life. Now, if you enjoyed learning about this $1 million mistake and want more tips on coins that could be hiding in plain sight, smash that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and ring that bell so you never miss a money-making coin again. 2004 Lincoln Penny with no mint mark. This tiny coppery beauty could literally change your life, or at least your vacation plans. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 2004 Lincoln Penny. Normally it's worth, well, 1 cent. You use it to get your total to $5.01 at the gas station, or maybe toss it in a wishing fountain and hope it turns into a Tesla. But not all pennies are created equal. Most modern coins have a little letter on the front or back that tells you where they were made. That's called the mint mark. For example, D is for Denver, P is for Philadelphia, and S is for San Francisco. But if you find a 2004 penny with no mint mark, hold on to your eyebrows. It could be a one-of-a-kind minting error. And that's what collectors drool over. So, what makes this little guy worth $1.7 million? Well, it's what didn't happen. Somewhere along the minting process, the stamp that adds the mint mark just didn't do its job. Maybe it was sleepy. Maybe it had a rough morning. Either way, the coin came out blank, no mint mark. Now usually, no mint mark isn't a big deal. Philly mints often skip it. But for the 2004 penny, it was supposed to have a D for Denver. So if you've got one that doesn't? Jackpot, baby. That's a rare production error that coin collectors dream of. And here's the kicker, it's not just about the missing mint mark. The condition matters too. We're talking flawless, mint state, never touched by human hands kind of condition. Like the coin equivalent of still in the shrink wrap. Okay, story time. A few years ago, I was going through an old coin jar at my grandma's house. You know, the one that smells like pennies and peppermint, and I found a weird 2004 penny. No mint mark. My heart basically did parkour. I ran to the nearest coin shop, holding it like Simba from The Lion King. The guy looks at it, pauses, squints, and goes, "Cool penny. Worth about a cent." Turns out, mine wasn't the rare one. But for 30 glorious seconds, I was planning a yacht purchase and picturing myself paying off student loans with a single copper coin. The dream was alive. Until it wasn't. Now let's talk numbers. The rare 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny, authenticated and graded at the highest level, was reportedly sold through a private auction for up to $1.7 million. Yes, someone shelled out more than most homes cost for a 1-cent coin. Wild, right? Now, not every era coin is gonna be that valuable. But there are tons of other pennies and nickels and quarters that are worth way more than face value. That's why checking your change isn't just a grandpa hobby, it's a treasure hunt. So, the next time someone says it's just a penny, you show them this video. That 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny could be sitting in your pocket right now, and it could be your ticket to an early retirement, a trip to Bora Bora, or at least a really good pizza party. If you like this video and want more tips on spotting valuable coins, weird mint errors, and how to turn spare change into actual change, hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell, and smash the like if you've ever accidentally dropped a coin between your car seats and never saw it again. It might be worth digging out. 2015 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin, aka the penny that turned someone into a millionaire while the rest of us are still arguing over guac being extra. Let's go! So first off, what the heck is a no mint mark penny? Great question. In the US, coins usually have a tiny letter stamped on them to tell you where they were minted. D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and nothing, nothing at all, for Philadelphia. Now here's the kicker. Most 2015 pennies were made in Philly and didn't have a mint mark, so finding a no mint mark isn't that special, unless there's something seriously off about it. So why did this specific 2015 penny sell for $1.9 million? It's all about the error, baby. This coin has a super rare misstrike that only happens once in a bajillion times, like rarer than your grandma's meatloaf turning out the same way twice. The coin was double die struck, meaning the design was stamped twice, slightly off, which gives Lincoln's features a weird ghost-like effect. Combine that with it being in perfect condition and boom, you've got $1 million mistake. True story, last year, I went through a giant Ziploc full of old change in my closet because I saw a TikTok that said a penny could make you rich. My wife thought I'd finally lost it. I was like, no babe, this is investing. She called it dumpster diving but for coins. I didn't find $1 million penny, but I did find a 1992 Closam Lincoln cent worth $300. Not bad for coin hunting in my pajamas while eating Doritos. Wanna know if you've got the golden goose of pennies? Here's what to look for, but here's the magic. There's doubling on Lincoln's face or the lettering like In God We Trust. If your penny has a blurry or shadowy look to the letters or Lincoln's profile, don't toss it. Get it graded by a pro. Because a good condition double die error? That could be cha-ching. So what have we learned today, class? Pennies aren't just for wishing wells and grocery carts anymore. One little coin from 2015, barely worth 1 cent, could be worth nearly $2 million. That's more than a beach house in Florida, and way better than any scratch-off ticket I've ever bought. If you've got a change jar at home, now's the time to go full treasure hunter. Because let's be honest, Your couch cushions might be holding on to more cash than your actual bank account. If you want to learn how to spot valuable coins, errors, and secret treasures in your change, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out. I drop weekly tips on coins worth money and how to turn spare change into smart change. Let's make money the fun way. 2020 Lincoln cent that made headlines and collectors lose their minds. And no, this isn't a prank or one of those late-night infomercial scams. We're talking real numismatic gold here, or copper, in this case. Grinning face with smiling eyes, so grab that coin jar and let's see if you've been sitting on a fortune disguised as pocket change. Okay, so let's talk details. The 2020 Lincoln cent minted in Denver, that's the little D mint mark under the date, was supposed to be just another modern penny. Billions were made. But somewhere along the line, something magical happened. And by magical, I mean a super rare mint error or possibly a prototype coin slipped through the cracks. One known specimen popped up and boom, it sold for an eye-watering $1.8 million. That's more than a Lamborghini Aventador, and it fits in your pocket. So what makes this one penny different from the other 7 billion? This baby's got a crazy strike error. It's believed to be an experimental planchet or early strike with unusual composition or design anomalies. In plain English, it ain't your regular penny. Collectors go nuts for these one-of-a-kind freaks of nature. Think of it like finding a potato chip shaped like Elvis's face, but the coin version. And a lot more valuable. Faced with tears of joy, now let me tell you a little story. Last year, I was at a gas station buying gum and noticed a shiny 2020 penny in my change. My brain lit up like Vegas. This is it. I'm rich. I ran to my car, pulled out my magnifier, heart pounding like I just found a golden ticket. Turns out it was just a regular OL penny with a bit of soda gunk on it. Womp womp. Weird face, but hey, the thrill of the hunt, baby. And you better believe I check every single penny now like I'm on CSI, Coin Scene Investigation. If you want to play treasure hunter, here's what to look out for. Check the mint mark. It must be a 2020 D. Look for odd coloration, off-center strikes, or anything unusual. Use a jeweler's loupe or magnifier. The devil's in the details. If it looks weird, don't spend it. Get it appraised. Remember, even if it's not the $1 million unicorn, 2020 era coins are still hot in the market. Some fetch hundreds or even thousands depending on rarity. So, folks, are you checking your change drawer yet? Because that copper-colored coin you tossed on the counter could be your ticket to millionaire status. Trophy. Even if you don't find the big one, coin collecting is one of the coolest, and sometimes most profitable, hobbies you can have. If you enjoyed hanging out and learning how a tiny penny can pack $1 million punch, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a chance to find coins worth money. Moneybag.